What is up, guys? Zan here with sub tip number 12. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Like I said, we have been breaking 1,000 pretty consistently for the last few days. We're just teetering back and forth on that 995 to 1010 range. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. You guys have been friggin' awesome. Let's go ahead and show you guys today's tip. Last week, we talked about unique cover 2 bomb formulas. This week, we're going to talk about unique cover 3 bomb formulas. So we're going to go ahead and show you guys here. For the purpose of this video, I have a hot route master. Obviously, anytime I use one of the extra routes, that could be attributed to a slot apprentice, tight end apprentice, etc., etc. So don't necessarily think that this tip means you have to go to a hot route master quarterback, but I know for the majority of you guys probably are playing MUT. You're getting closer and closer to those golden ticket quarterbacks, and this won't be an issue moving forward. So especially with the free one coming out, I believe it's next Friday. So keep working towards that goal, guys. Keep working towards that hot route master escape artist combination if you can. Obviously, if you can't, just kind of pay attention to which guys are getting the extra routes here in this video and, play accordingly until you can get to that point. So let's go ahead and do this here. We're going to talk about cover 3. Now, here's the secret of cover three, guys. You have to know which side the center fielder is rotating from. So if you take a look here at 3-4 odd, you see the left safety is rotating towards the middle of the field. Typically speaking, you do not want to bomb the left side of the field if that's the case, because he's already there pre-snap. So if that makes sense, that's the way you want to play. Now, if you were to face some sort of defense that looked, for instance, like, let's see, the cover 3 sky weak, that would be a situation where maybe you could bomb the left side of the field. So let's go ahead and show you what I mean. I'm going to throw both of those plays into the audible, cover 3 sky and cover 3 sky weak. Now let's go ahead and come out in regular cover 3. Actually, let's start with cover 3 sky weak. We'll bomb to the left side of the field. Now, what you want typically for this tip to work, this particular one, is you want a receiver that has streak or basically has streak specialist. As you guys know, aggressive catching right now is really, really good. Aggressive catching on streaks and fades. If you get body positioning, the big boy's coming down with the ball. So we're going to be able to show you this tip pretty easily. And then again here, you're going to want either a hot route master or a tight end apprentice at this spot. Pretty easy to do. Now for me, obviously I run the Washington Redskins offense, which is available for the tier 2 subs. So this is already something I do, but it is something that is available for you guys as well. I'm going to call the play quick slant just to show kind of in general how this works here. And typically you want to attack, a wide side of the field. You want to make that center fielder have to cover a decent amount of ground. Now you can see in some defenses, cover 3, the center fielder will just straight up rotate to center field, and that's fine too. You can get away with this. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to use Brady's hot route master. But again, if you had a tight end apprentice, you could put him right here, and we're just going to use a short corner route. The short corner route is one of my favorite routes in the game, not only for getting open underneath of outside thirds and fourths, if you can motion snap them, but it's also great for pulling zones down. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Mike Evans on a fade. Then all you need in center field is a streak route to another tight end just to hold that center fielder just a hair. And this is going to help you throw bomb plays over the top. Now I'm going to go ahead and set a cut block here and try to get a little bit of a rollout. But I want to show you this pocket that you have to throw this ball to Mike Evans over the top. So we're going to motion snap it to the inside, snapping the ball basically right there. And then we're going to be able to roll out. And you see how that corner widens out and guards the tight end corner. Now we didn't get the cut block, unfortunately, so that didn't end up working to our advantage. But we'll go ahead and try again here. And again, all your setup is you need something in center field that is on the opposite side of the fade to hold that safety just enough to get this throw off. So you're gonna see here, we're gonna motion snap Evans to the inside. Hopefully we get our cut block, we do. And then you've got this outside pass lead over the top that we got a crossbody inaccurate. But obviously if you have a dashing dead eye, that's a one-play score pretty easily. So right here with Brady is obviously the easy way to get all the routes without having to shift the rosters way too much. So got him on the Bucks here to do this here. So again, here you do this little baby motion snap to the inside with Evans, and you're going to notice that he pulls, and then you've got this outside pass lead over the top. Easy one-play score against your cover 3 defense. So this will work anytime the safety is in center field. Obviously, though, if they're rotating from one side or the other, you need to be a little bit careful. Let me audible into cover 3 sky weak, for instance, here. Cover 3 sky weak, it looks the exact same, right? So you got the safety straight up in center field. Now, if they were to go ahead and hedge him over here, for instance, and just kind of put him down in that spot, that is where you might need to be careful, because this will probably not work the same. Now, if you know that he's there, though, you know that the conflict route is Gronkowski. So pay attention to that. if you're getting to a spot where you could maybe pop this throw inside of Gronkowski, go ahead and do so. But again, here you see right here when they line him up a little bit closer, he could play that route. But that's why I'm saying the ag catches are crazy right now. You saw how we held on to that. Right now, if you would just have a positional advantage, it seems like this guy's coming down with the ball pretty consistently right now against cover three. So in this spot, it's just like, okay, well, body up, man. And he makes these plays pretty consistently, especially if you could roll out. If you have a lefty like Vic on this particular rollout, I know I have Brady, but if you have a lefty, this is just an absolute money throw to the outside on the left on that rollout. So just kind of be aware of that as well. So again, all we're using is a short corner and a fade ball. And then you're just kind of rolling out and making the throw over the top. But again, Brady on the run doesn't make those throws. So, but you can see that that throw is definitely open. Definitely open. Now, there's another one that I'm using right now. This one is a little bit more wonky. And the reason I say it's a little bit more wonky is that I do it out of the wing tight Z currently. So I'm going to show you this route combination out of wing tight Z against your cover three. But I'm going to show you how to mimic it in your offense here as well. So, for instance, we're running 3-4 odd. And what I'm doing right now is I'm putting the outside receiver on a C route, which is that equivalent of the route that's going to pull that short corner route. And then I'm putting the right bumper tight end on a streak. And I'm basically doing something like this, where I'm putting another streak and I have a post in center field to kind of put them in conflict. And what this is doing is I'm doing a little baby motion snap of this route. And he gets out there and gets into a spot where I can kind of throw this ball over the top to him. So you see how that the C route pulls down the outside third, and I'm able to throw that ball to the right bumper. We'll go ahead and do this again here. So, you know, in this particular offense, this is something that I'm doing. This is something that is actually not installed in the ebook right now. I need to do an update to this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here in sub tips as well. And I'm just not getting cut blocks on this defender at all in this video to help me. But you could definitely tell we put him on a streak and we just kind of do this little baby motion snap. And then you're going to notice that the C route pulls down. And then you've just got this little outside pass lead over the top to the tight end for the one play score. So that's a very easy formula that you can use. Now, obviously, you guys are sitting there like, well, Zan, I mean, I don't have this formation. How do I do this in my playbook? So it's pretty simple. I mean, what you would be looking for here in this is you'd be looking for some sort of formation where you have the ability to put a receiver on a streak and motion snap him across the formation. So cover three sky. So for instance, we could call this formation. It's really not that different. In that you could go ahead and streak Gronkowski. You could go ahead and put Evans on his C route if you wanted, if you had a route apprentice or a hot route master, and you just put Miller on a streak, and you would try to do a very similar thing here. So you motion him across the formation, kind of snap it out in about this area right here, and then kind of roll out, and you see how it's going to pull down that guy, and then you've got that outside pass lead over the top to that receiver. So all you really need is an outside receiver in a slot that you can motion to make this tip work fairly consistently. So again, here, all you really need is something like this. I mean, you don't even have to have a hot route master. You could set this up out of a play like corner strike, out of a Y trips and have the same effect. And of course, you could always have a backside drag or something as well. But you see here how this is going to work. He's going to pull down that outside third. Brady sets up, loads, throws down the middle, and that's going to beat your cover three for an easy one play score. So very simple cover three beating formulas. These aren't your typical skinny post streak comeback route combinations. These are actually, concepts that people aren't using that are a little bit more original. So, just go ahead and try to put this into your offense. This is something that you guys should absolutely be working. I've heard so many people complain about cover three sky and how nothing gets open against it in this game. I mean, it doesn't get much more wide open than this. Using a C route to pull down a third, and then just having a streak to a tight end or something to hold the center fielder. And it puts them in a spot where they just can't be right. They can never be right. Another thing, slot receivers can be put on fades. That'll help you get a little bit more of an outside lead as well if that safety in center field is getting there. But again, you're going to see right here how, you can definitely tell you can make this throw a little outside pass lead over the top. You see how we can angle that throw a little bit further away from Earl Thomas in that example. So that's pretty easy to throw for the one play score as well. What else am I doing right now against cover three? Let me try to think here. In terms of bomb plays, that is about it. I mean, obviously we have our traditional bomb plays. I could call something like, we've got a skinny post, a streak, and then a comeback route. I already mentioned that. You could do so. This is straight out of my offensive ebook, by the way. You could do something like this. Now, obviously in this situation, the center fielder is all the way over here. You would need the center fielder to be like basically here for this to work. But and also some tight end speed. Like Darren Waller's like 96, 97 speed, which is really good. So you're going to be able to load up to OJ Howard here on this setup as well. Kind of got a little bit disrupted right there on the release, bumped into a few people. One that I am doing is I will use the post corner route, especially against cover 3, just to kind of pull down that outside third, this player Peters. Again, I do run a high route master offense. So again, you might need a tight end apprentice for something like this. But again, you don't necessarily have to have the route apprentice. I mean, you could just have a regular comeback route, something like that, and then smart route it down, and you'll end up being pretty good. So again, right here, you got the skinny post streak comeback combination to the short side of the field. You're gonna be able to throw that ball pretty easily into this pocket right here. Now, again, OJ Howard is not fast enough. If you're talking Mutt, you got a lot more speed to make that work. Another thing that you can do to make this work as well is if that throw is too tight for you, you can go ahead and do a little baby motion snap of OJ Howard to the outside, in particular in this play. Now, obviously, you guys know how to set up this exact route combination from compression. I'll go ahead and show that to you here as well. If I wanted to, I could just motion snap Howard out maybe a step or two just to kind of help with the width of this route combination. That's going to allow him to really break to the outside without that corner seeing him. But again, then the center fielder gets back into the play. So again, you really do need a burner on this particular play. Let me go ahead and show that. That's more of a Mutt play. Let me go ahead and show you more something that'll be a one size fits all, out of a compression style. So if I were to go to, let me see here. Oh, I got to assume tight doubles has something, right? Oh, actually they don't. So let me see, what else do they have here? I am in the Washington book here for this example. Bunch offset. Like, yeah, of course, we got to have something on a bunch offset. We could try to mimic it out of this play, PA dig fork. The Redskins book is very unique in its route combination, so I just kind of wanted to be clear on that. Like, it doesn't have conventional one play scores. It's more of I don't want to say an advanced passer, because it's not like I'm like on the level of like a Skimbo or a Kiv. It's just very unique. Let's just put it that way. It's a very, very unique, very, very, very unique. So, you could do something like this, and then obviously, if they're playing base align press, they've got those center fielders down, they do something like this. This might be something, of course, Earl Thomas is zoned out right now. Let me just try to leave the pass rush off of me. You guys know this formula. I'm not going to spend too much time. I mean, it's just skinny post. You basically have a corner, a comeback route on the short sideline, and then you have a skinny post and a streak of some sort. If you smart route your comeback route, it keeps that outside third down just a little bit better. So you're going to see right here how right bumper is going to pull Earl Thomas, and then you've got this bomb play over the top to B. That's kind of what I was mimicking right there in that example. So, if you're catching straight up cover 3, that is a formula that'll work. The play deep corner out of regular bunch will work. The play that I'm using here is like PA fork, I believe. But again, it's the same principle in terms of how it works against your cover 3 defense. So you see how the right bumper receiver gets that release, pulls Earl Thomas, and then I've got this throw all the way over the top. Now, obviously, Brady doesn't have the strongest arm in the game, but a stronger arm quarterback's going to fit that throw. The other thing there, I didn't smart route my comeback. So that's why that outside third was able to get back. So you saw right there the difference in how this play works when you don't smart route your comeback. So you see right here, if I do this, he's going to pull him down sooner, boom. And then I've got this pocket that I can throw up into right there. Even right there, that was a much tighter throw. But in general, you see how this route principle works. As far as beating cover 3, I mean, I'm just kind of throwing just a variety of stuff at a wall for you guys and hoping some of it sticks for you. Another thing that's very, very simple, if you have a tight end apprentice, you guys have seen me do this a lot, is just, if you have a tight end apprentice, put them on a corner route. And if they're a wing tight end, just motion snap them. Super easy. I mean, this is one of the easiest throws in the game against cover 3. Just bloop, throw it right there. It's a good free 15, 20 yards against any type of cover 3. Then they're going to have to start playing, some of the hybrid coverages. If they want to sit in their cover 3 and do all that, then they have to start messing around. They put them in a cloud flat to take that away. Then you get into a cat and mouse game where it's like, okay, well, maybe this time I might just put him on a streak. And, this time he's not actually breaking to the sideline, and I'm just going to throw an outside pass lead, and that'll be a one-play score. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into that cat and mouse game as well. So, it's kind of up to you guys. You don't really need a hot route master or even too many apprentices to make this work. I think I showed you a setup where you could use a tight end apprentice. Actually, most of the routes that I've changed are pretty much tight end apprentice routes. So I mean, right now you guys should absolutely have a Darren Waller on your team, 6'6", with the Ags being out of control right now. I showed you earlier with Mike Evans and his Ag at 6'5", Waller's 6'6". You put the route cam, streak specialist, corner flag, elite, get all those Ags with him as well, and kind of run a little bit of everything that I'm showing you here in this. So hopefully you guys take these principles and apply them to your offense, whatever it is that you run. And this will help you guys move the ball better against cover 3. Last week we did a cover 2 seminar, showed you guys a formula. Today I just wanted to show you just a bunch of stuff that I do against cover 3. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, and we'll see you guys next Friday. And also, guys, I think we're going to be running a defensive ebook in the very, very near future. So we've got a lot of requests for that. So I've got to get cracking on that, but be on the lookout for that sometime in the next week to 2 weeks, dropping here probably towards the end of May, early June. So see you guys in the chat. I appreciate all the support. Love y'all, and we'll see you guys later.